Hi guys! So I'm going to do a video today on what's in my day hiking pack. So I'm going to hopefully do something a little bit different from most people, which is like take a bag out of a bag and go, I've got a tarp, next thing, I've got a bottle, next thing. Like, okay, that's great, but you know, it'd be nice to actually see a little bit more of this stuff, like how do you actually use it, like, you know, how's it actually going to help you in a survival situation. So my bag that I take out with me, it comes with me pretty much every walk that I go on, and it's basically an emergency survival kit, and it's almost like a really ultralight wild camping kit. So what I want you to think about when you're going out hiking, not just whether you have an accident, somebody else might have an accident, you might come across somebody, and you know, I camp with my dog wherever she's gone over there. So you know, what happens if she has an accident, or if we're both trapped out on the hills? So I've categorized it. So you've got shelter, sleep system, food, first aid kit, and electrics. Those are your main items. I forgot my notes, which is really annoying, because then I wouldn't have forgotten anything at all. So first item is the rucksack. So this is an Osprey Hikelite 26. I can actually go wild camping with this if I strap my tent to the bottom of the bag. It's actually big enough to fit everything in, but it's just a normal size rucksack really. So you know, perfect for day hikes or ultralight camping, multifunctional. That's the other main thing you've got to remember when you're taking stuff out. Make sure it's multifunctional as far as you possibly can make it, because that means you're not carrying so much shit. Right, so what is in the bag? So first item, tarp. So I've chosen this rather than, you can get emergency shelters, which basically like a massive giant orange bag thing that you put over your head, which is, you know, they're all right, but there's nothing to support them. You're basically in a great big bag. So yeah, it'll keep you warmer than not being in it. But a tarp is way more multi-purpose and we use for like a million different shelters. I'll put a link to some of my favourite tarpology videos in the description below. But I'm going to quickly set up my tarp, so then I have got a shelter. And I do use this like if it's raining and I want to stop for a lunch break, I've used it then. So it's not just, you know, if I've got an accident and I need a shelter, it's actually quite practical, and oh my god, a welcome break when it's fucking chucking it down, I tell you. Right, so magic of YouTube. So this is the shelter. Yeah, I'll get my assistant to demonstrate. See, come here, come here. Good girl. What have you been doing? Come on, do you want to go in? Come on, in you go. As you can see, oh there, loads of room, mate. Nice and sturdy. That's not going to go anywhere, even with the, you know, quite a strong breeze. I think we'll be all right in there. So, what's up next, I hear you ask? Well, on the floor right here is part of my sleep system. So, see, come out the way please. Good girl. So this, again, shout out to Paul Messner, second time in a row. If you're watching, please give me a subscription. Love your show. Blatant kind of subs request there. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so this is off Paul. He basically carries around, during the summer months anyway, some 3mm insulation foam. This stuff is cheap as chips. It's actually really good. It's light, it's flexible. So this works as a bit of a dog bed, a sit pad, and a bed if I need it in an emergency situation. That will sort of cover my torso. So there you go. So I have a sit pad / bed. I do have a bigger version of this for when I'm in my tent that fits the whole tent, but this is just kind of like my emergency kind of kit. So that's part of it. So we'll pop that in there. So emergency bivvy bag. This thing is tiny, but proper warm and way better than those stupid little emergency survival blankets. So I'm quickly gonna get this out so you can actually see. So this again can be multi-purpose, i.e. because it's bright orange, you can use it to signal, and because it's reflective, again, you can turn it inside out, and it will be like a signal mirror there. I guess you could use it to collect water, you could use it for all kinds of things. I have actually slept in this with a sleeping bag when I was too cold, and it did the job nicely. It was, sorry, I should stop rustling about so you can hear me. Yeah, as you can imagine, there was a bit of condensation with it. It wasn't too bad though, I was completely fine. That led me to then buy a Sol emergency bivvy bag that's breathable. I was a bit disappointed with that. Totally breathable, better materials. I'll show you a picture of it by the magic of YouTube. But it's too small. I went camping again, it was really cold, so I brought it out as a bit of backup. But yeah, I just felt really constricted, and I'm 5'3", like I'm a small kind of a midget person. So yeah, if I think it's too small, chances are most people are going to think the same. But yeah, anyway, so this is my bivvy bag. So I'm going to put that in the shelter. And there we go. Right. I think I forgot to mention on the intro to the video, because I was trying to section it. So we've got shelter, we've got sleep system, next thing, clothing. So I don't necessarily carry all of this, it depends on kind of expected conditions, but most of the time this will come out with me. So I've got some lovely Gore-Tex Berghaus Paclite. Should I put them on for you? Go on, I'll put them on. Go on. Getting everything else out so you can have a look. Might as well do that as well, isn't it? Right, here we go. So it's got these nice big zips that are like most of your leg. Hang on. Okay. What I don't quite like about them, I don't know why they made it like this. If you like the Mr. Bean look and you like your trousers kind of like up to your tits, then these are the trousers for you. No, they are like these have done me proud. No complaints with these at all. I'm going to take them off because I don't want them to get dirty, because I've only just washed the bloody things, and I can't put them in a standard wash. So see you in a minute. Okay, next up, out of the bag, towel. Never forget your towel. So yeah, so this is a little microfiber towel. I got it from I think Sports Direct or something for like £5. It's kind of got that suede-y kind of material, but this is absolutely brilliant. Will completely dry the dog even when she's soaking wet. It's, you know, you can use it as a bit of a blanket, you know, to help wash stuff. You know, if you need to clean the ponds out, that kind of thing. So never forget your towel. Next up, open bag a bit more. We have highly fashionable hat. As demonstrated, this is not my usual wild camping hat, it's just a nice light one, but there you go. So hat, keep you warm. That will make a big difference in a survival situation to keep your head warm. You all know a lot of heat's lost from your head. Spare a pair of socks. These, I know they're purple, I don't really care. This is just if my socks get soaking wet, because having dry socks to go to bed with is like a must-have. Or even, you know, when you've been out hiking all day and you get back to your car and you're just soaking wet, putting on a dry pair of socks, oh, so good. And last but not least, gloves. So again, these are just light gloves. These are not necessarily what I take with me camping or bushcrafting or anything like that. Just light gloves. And actually, do you know what, I'm actually quite impressed with these, because these, again, they're like a £5 from Decathlon. I've got various, you know, ski gloves and all sorts, because I do go skiing, and these, for their weight, are amazingly warm. These are Kalenji. Hang on, let me show you. Kalenji. That's going to be backwards for you, isn't it? Sorry about that. not a lot I can do. Yeah, gloves, and they've got the touch screen little things that you can actually still use your phone and stuff. But I like these because they're not too bulky, so I've still got all my kind of like dexterity and stuff. So that's clothing done. Next category to think about, electricals. So we all take our phone with us, so you need to be able to keep your phone charged, so you've got means of communicating to people, raising help, navigation, weather reports. Keep your phone charged. So I've got, and I really highly recommend this one, I will put the model in the description, but this is a tiny little Anker power pack that will charge my phone 3 or 4 times. So for size and weight, really good. Make sure you take your relevant charging cables. So I've got 2 different old style USB and the new USB-C ones. But again, like little short cables, so not too much extra weight. And torches. So something like a torch, I always carry 2 just in case one gives up the ghost, doesn't work, batteries fail, what adds. So I got 2. So this, shout out to Gareth and Zoe, Fenix little lantern. This is mega bright, so you're not going to get the full thing out of it in the daylight, but I can't remember how many lumens. Again, I'll put it all in the description for you. But this, so this is red. That's why. Does the green one? Where's the green one gone? Red flashing. There's green. E.T. phone home. Also, this is my new Christmas present to myself. I've got a new head torch. So this is the Alpkit Qark, 580 lumens, and it will hold that for, I think it's around about 2 hours or something before it drops. So pretty good for 30 quid. Bargain, I reckon. So I'm well chuffed with this. It's got a little adjuster, look, that will take it from flood to kind of like a spotlight thing. It goes through all the range of things. Ooh, see, that's much better, isn't it? There you go. So yeah, well chuffed. I look so cool with this on. Next up, first aid kit. So I recommend everyone takes a bit of a first aid kit. What you put in there is obviously up to you, but I'm going to share a few things of what I put in here, especially for camping with dogs. So I have got the old faithful space blanket, and that is to keep the dog warm. It's alright for me to have my little bivvy bag. How is she going to keep warm? So got one of them. Little hot hands thing. So just another extra source of heat. Some filters for my water filter. Plasters. I've got some tape, some eye wash, scissors, various kind of tablets like paracetamol, ibuprofen, all that kind of jazz. Bandage. Now a lot of people aren't going to carry stuff like this, like bandages, but see, a plaster ain't going to stick on a dog, is it? And she's a bit of a liability. I could just imagine her sort of trying to run underneath a barbed fence or something and getting a big gash on her back, or on her paw or something. So you do need to have a bit of bandage if you're going camping with a dog, I think. A little bit of tent tape, so tenacious tape. What else have we got? Some gloves, because usually your hands are going to be absolutely filthy, so trying to do some first aid with dirty hands, not a good idea. What else have we got? Water purification tablets. This, just a little coffee filter, but it just prolongs the life of my water filter, so it doesn't get all clogged up with, just like the bits in the water and whatnot. What else have I got? Some diorolite, and some alcohol gel, and yeah, some pads and stuff. So that's in my first aid kit. So last section, we're nearly there, I promise. Food. So we've had shelter, we've had sleeping system, we've had first aid and we've got electrics. I should mention navigation stuff. Hopefully, you know, that's fairly fucking obvious. Take a map with you. I always take a compass. Like, most of the time I'm camping or walking around the Peak District, which I know really well. I know what the hills look like. I don't really need a map of any description. But what I do need, just in case, like if the fog descends and I just lose my bearings, a compass. But with the Peak District, it's really not that remote, and basically walk in a straight line, you will find a path at some point, is my theory. So that's what I go with. And I use OS maps a lot on my phone. People take Garmin sat nav things and all sorts, so do take some form of navigation. But the last section is food and water. So I laughed when I got this. This is my water filter. For anybody who's got a bit of a dirty mind like me, I did have a laugh when that came. But it's really, really good. I will do another video on water filters because this is my third water filter that I've had, and this is really, really, really good. This is a Survivor Pro, I think it is. Yeah, Survivor filter. So it's one of the best filters on the market in terms of like the level it will kind of filter down to. So definitely recommend that. So I'll do another video. Make sure, this is one of the good things why I like this, is it will fit like a standard drinks bottle, which stupidly I did not bring with me today. But always carry water with you, especially if you're camping, walking with a dog, because if it's anything like my dog, she drinks like a bloody fish, don't you? Hey? Yeah. So yeah, food for the dog. Don't forget food for the dog, please. Oh yeah, you want some food? Come here. Ooh. She's just down here. You can't really see her, but she's there. She's waiting. You can have it in a minute. Right, in here, this is my little emergency food stash. So this is a 750. Oh, I hate it when that happens. The little toggle things just come off because these had come undone. I'm just going to put that in my pocket so I don't lose it. Really annoying. Let me just tie these up, otherwise I'm going to lose the string entirely. Right, okay. 750 billy tin, and in here we have good old Army Ration fruit pastel, so instant sugar, mini cheddars. I've got these in my cupboard. They're light. The dog will eat them too. She loves anything cheese flavoured. Nuts, seeds and berries, so high protein, high energy, slow release food. Coffee, just got the one sachet, but you know, better than out. Some soup, little cup of soup, and oh bless my mum, my mum for Christmas made me all these camping meals. So this is one of them. This is cheese and onion with mushroom, scrambled eggs. So just need to add water to that basically. See? Now again, in a pinch, because you can see like the oniony bits are at the bottom. In a pinch, if I had to, I would just be really careful and empty out some of that, so the dog could just have like a bit of egg in an emergency situation. Got a couple of little forky things, courtesy of Sainsbury's. Thanks Sainsbury's with your free cutlery. Pot support, and my old faithful Trangia. So this is why I always carry one of these. So little survival tip. I think this is off Bushman and Blue actually. So shout out to you, Al, and your dog Blue. Love your channel. Yeah, survival tip. If you've got some means of heating water, heat up your water and then put it back in the bottle. Put that inside your coat, and then you've got basically a little hot water bottle, and you can keep doing that for as long as your fuel will last. And part of the reason that I carry this little Trangia is it's multi-fuel. So I have actually tried this. I can put alcohol gel, hand gel in there, and I can cook with it. Can't do that with a gas stove, can you? No offence anybody with gas stoves, you're all going to hate me now. I would love to have a gas stove, but I'm a Trangia fan. On the subject of heating, I have one last optional. Okay, so back in a minute. My last bit of optional. This, hey, fire starting kit. So if you are sensible and you're comfortable with having a fire safely, do not do this out on the moors in the Peak District or anywhere else where you've got bone dry tinder everywhere and you're going to cause a bushfire. Just go home, okay, if you're going to do that. This is emergency situation. You're probably going to be in the middle of winter. It might be soaking wet wood. So this is why I've got this. So this is what's in my little fire starting kit. So cotton wool soaked in olive oil. Any kind of oil will work. That is the cheapest, easiest fire starter you will find, people. Never buy a fire lighter again. So what I tend to do is soak a cotton wool ball like that, and then I keep a little bit out of that packet so it's nice and dry, because you need a little bit that's not soaked that will catch the flame, and then that will keep it going for ages to get your fire going. I've got in here some fat wood which I foraged yesterday. Check this out. So I've got a few pieces of fat wood. I've got an 8-hour burn time candle, and I've got a bit of birch bark, and I've got a couple of long matches with the striker thing, a lighter, and this little gem. This is my Victorinox. There's loads of different versions. This is just a 15 quid one, but it does the job. I've got a nice sharp blade, and that is really sharp, and that'll help with cooking or carving wood down and all sorts of little tasks. Can opener. Obviously you've got the little tweezers and toothpick and little things like that, but most importantly on this version I got a little saw as well. It is proper saw, like that will saw your finger off if you need it to. Wouldn't really recommend that, but you know, you might get trapped with your arm in a rock, and it beats trying to chew your arm off, but doesn't it really? So just a couple of other optionals. If you are walking in the summer, then you're probably going to want to take some suntan lotion and a cap as well with a brim, just to, you know, kind of shade your eyes, stop you getting sunburn and heat stroke. That's really important when you're out walking. It's quite easy to get heat stroke, as I found out when walking the South Coast Path. So there you go. That is what's in my day bag. Happy New Year, everyone! I hope you all have a wicked time. I think it's going to be a bit boring, isn't it, for most people this year? Don't think I'm up to that much. I might even just do a camp. I might just stay here actually. But yeah, hopefully see you guys in a couple of weeks. Take care. Bye.